Great. Okay. With that said, we're going to move on. Do we have any Traffic and Mobility Commissioners' comments? Does anybody wants to make any comments? Just raise your hand and I'll call you.
I'll make a quick one.
Okay.
We started on sort of a bad note today, so I want to end on a good note. We, Commissioners Perez, Pensiers, and I had a meeting with Staff Liaison Schmidt and Transportation Director Frank, and I'm sorry, I've forgotten the name of the Sherry Ryan to discuss the sustainable mobility plan that we were assigned to the ad hoc committee to. And we had a good meeting, and I'm cautiously optimistic here that we can make it a lot better, and I look forward to that. That's it.
Great. Commissioner Pensier, you raised your hand.
Yes, I did. Let's see. One of the things on the back end of the of our agenda, that's actually the last page, is items from the agenda or from the commission. And I thought that there was one in there where we would take another look at the multimodal level of service, the way that we do that, especially for bicycles and pedestrians and so on, because it seemed like the way the city was doing that was changed from something that was pretty realistic and easy to understand to a computer program that produced some unrealistic results and is hard to figure. It's not very, what do you call it? It's not very transparent.
Commissioner Pensiers, we do intend to bring that to you. It will be brought to you as part of the GMP monitoring report. So this will be the first time you'll see those initial results, and then we'll also give you a quick primer on how that's calculated for bike and ped.
Okay. Thanks. And then the other thing I wanted to mention, and it relates to Commissioner Fowler's question, and I think it might be of interest to everybody here, is when I mentioned that the street sweeping would need to be more frequent, probably, on a wider bike lane. And the reason for that is that the narrower they are, the more likely it is that the passing vehicles, especially on high-speed roads, will essentially sweep the debris and so forth into the gutter. So as long as you don't ride in the gutter, you're a lot less likely to have problems with the debris. It's pieces of roadway when your road is starting to deteriorate, pieces of asphalt. But more important, it's pieces of wires from steel belted radial tires that people don't change in time. And when these get stuck in your tires and you have a flat, it's they're even hard to remove before you can get going again. It's just, there's broken glass. And so where you can see it in the extreme is where in places where cities have installed plastic posts to keep drivers out of that area. Every once in a while on a regular bike lane, a driver will pull in there. If there's no cyclists, they move into it, and again, they sweep it. But as soon as you put the plastic posts up, the debris accumulation in the bike lane to the right of that just skyrockets. It basically becomes a litter field, and you can't even ride there. So, and usually there's not enough distance to put in a standard size street sweeper. So you have to buy a special street sweeper that fits in that area. That's not going to be the case on El Camino Real because you've got a wide open area, but it will require more sweeping than it will in the existing format. So I hope that answers your question and maybe educational for everybody that doesn't ride a bike on why we tend to ride a little bit further to the left than you might expect us to be.
Commissioner, thank you for those comments. Definitely noted. And I've heard similar comments regarding bike lanes in other agencies I worked with. As Paz mentioned, we do have street maintenance under our transportation department now. We're completely holistic. So I'll pass along those comments. And We will also evaluate the maintenance of bike lanes and all the infrastructure, which we're going to be discussing as a part of our SMP. So thank you.
Okay, great. Any other comments? No? Good. We have no public comments left. So with that said, we adjourn the meeting about 3 minutes on 5 hours. So it's an achievement. So I really do want to appreciate everybody. I know it's hard. It's hard to sit down and be focused, and it's a very heavy agenda, and hopefully everybody got their input heard. And I know, agree to disagree, we're going to be better at the end. The city is going to be better, and I really appreciate the staff for making an effort to listen to us and take our an expert opinion into account, and the Commissioner Linke for educating us massively, and the rest of the commissioners. So with that said, we're going to adjourn the meeting at 8:01 p.m. Thank you all.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you all.